Hello, listeners. Welcome back to the Dream Stream of Consciousness with dream workers Yiskah Cook
And
and
it's
Ellen Ronis.
me.
Hey, Ellen.
Hi.
So you said you have some dreams. I had a dream. So let's just jump right in with yours.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. I have a piece of gum in my mouth.
Sure.
Way to do a podcast. Okay. So I'm in my car, and my a friend of mine is in the car with me. I'm driving, and we're at a cross section, and there is a there. I actually have the green light to cross through the intersection. But there's two buses, like white with green buses. They look
Okay.
uh, like tour buses of some sort.
Yes.
And they were going to make a right turn into the same place where I was going straight into. So I just decided, even though I had the green light, to wait until they went in. I don't
That's,
know what the significance of that is, but that is what happened.
that's
Then I
interesting.
go in and we park in this underground lot. It's kind of like a mall. It feels like some type of a mall.
Okay.
But we're in the bottom, the underground area, parking area, and we see a woman. She
Okay.
doesn't feel familiar to me or look familiar. She kind of has a particular sort of solid body with sort of shoulder length, dirty blonde hair, which is very
Okay.
specific, but I don't know who she is. And she's kind of up against the wall and she's crying. And so we go up to her and ask what's going on, and she said something about how the group, which was supposedly the group in these buses, had like shunned her, kicked her out of the group for some reason. And we didn't know why. She didn't know why. We couldn't figure out why. So Nina, my friend who's in the dream with me, goes to like what seems like the hotel, which was right there, sort of in the underground by the parking area, is the
Okay.
hotel that she's staying in, this woman. And she goes into the room and she starts reconfiguring things, and she puts the rug in the center, and supposedly it was so that the woman could feel more centered.
Oh,
And I'm let's see, she only shifted it a few inches, so wasn't that big of a deal, but somehow it made a difference. Like, oh, this is the center. This feels good.
yes.
And she's doing all this to sort of, she's a therapist in waking life, and so she's kind of like doing a therapeutic thing. She just decided she's like jumped into therapeutic action with this woman, like to help her. And um, let's see, was there any more than that? I'm watching her take charge in her therapeutic way, confident, with admiration, and it's helping calm the woman down.
Mm.
That's the whole dream.
Wow. What would you title this dream?
The first thing that comes to my mind is I'm okay,
Hmm.
like as if I'm the woman,
Yes.
and even maybe if I'm my friend who's a therapist,
Yes.
I'm okay. Whatever I'm doing here, I'm all right. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, I want to ask myself if I am the dreamer, you know, what am I okay from? Like I know there's been a lot of stress as a friend of the dreamer in the dreamer's life.
Hmm.
I'm okay is very reassuring.
Yeah, yeah.
Did someone say that in the dream or it's just a feeling?
No, nope, not at all. No, I mean, the woman was crying and she was sort of distraught about, why they kicked her out of this group. And it
Yeah.
was kind of a therapy group of some sort.
Okay.
Like, um, some kind of a workshop, like a weekend workshop or something where they bust them in from somewhere.
Yeah.
And no, nobody says, my friend just kind of takes over and goes into her room, and presumably the woman is going to come into her room and we're going to do something, but I don't know that in the dream.
Okay.
That doesn't actually happen. But yeah,
So,
there's no place where I say that.
okay,
Yeah.
that's the title. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. See, dream worker already working her dreams.
Yeah, that's how it
That's
is.
the way it is. So,
Do it.
what was I gonna just say? Oh, and then reality check. So my friend Nina is a therapist.
Yes. And it was present day. So, we were in present day form.
Right.
And she is a therapist. And, the mall could have been a mall. Like there was nothing um unusual really about it. Underground
Well,
parking.
that in itself is unusual. An underground mall? What do you mean? There's nothing unusual.
Mall wasn't underground. It was the parking area was underground. The mall was not underground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the mall was just
I
like
thought the mall
typical.
was as well.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Okay.
So, yeah, I could see why you're saying there's nothing unusual about it.
Yeah.
Um, so what does it mean if I have to park underground?
I'm going to answer that in a second, but there is one other piece of reality check in that
Yes.
the road, the intersection where I was
Yes.
it felt like 9W
Oh,
in
okay.
in the Hudson Valley,
Okay. Yeah.
by that area of Kingston, not
Yes.
we're
Oh,
all,
north. I'm thinking south. Yes.
yeah, nine,
Yes.
is it 9W? Yeah, with all the big
Right.
stores and box stores and whatnot.
Along the Hudson.
Yeah, so it felt like that. It felt
Yeah.
like something very familiar,
Okay.
from in my recent past. Um,
And that's
okay.
significant, right? A crossroads. The imagery of that. I'm
Yeah,
at a crossroads, which means I can
yeah.
either do one thing or I could complete right angle and do something totally different.
Yes. And I'm waiting. That's kind of interesting. Like instead of going, I had a green light. It was really for me to go through. But
Mhm.
I waited for these buses to
Yeah.
turn in. So it's like if these buses are holding people who are doing a therapy workshop,
Okay.
probably, that's kind of interesting. Like
I
I'm
recognize that.
waiting for something, like I'm waiting for them to go first to like, I don't know.
I recognize that as something that a child that I'm close with in my life, who's not such a child anymore, is a teen, he stands back and waits. And then he'll participate fully, but he's
Uh,
not a jump in the pool before I learn how to swim kind of guy,
he's
you know,
he's cautious. Yeah.
cautious.
Sounds yeah.
And I see that in that act of letting other people
Yeah.
go ahead of me.
Yeah, there was a caution, and also, I mean, so yeah, in the dream, I felt a little like a caution, like, well, if I start to go and then they go, I'm in trouble because they're big giant buses and that kind.
Uh-huh.
But it
Yeah.
was that caution.
And you're driving the car with Nina in it, in
Yeah.
the dream. The dream
Hmm.
is driving with Nina.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm in control. I'm in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Um, so that's kind of interesting too. It's funny when I looked at the stream, I was like, I don't know, whatever. It
Yeah,
just seemed
right.
like nothing, but
What
now
will
that I'm
I learn from this?
so many things, that she's the therapist. I mean, and so if, I guess if I look at it like, um, in an, I don't know, archetypical, I don't know if it's archetypical, but whatever, if I'm each person in the dream, if I'm her, right, if she is a part of me and I'm,
Yes,
and I know something, I have the therapist's, the kind of wisdom in me.
yes,
I don't know. Maybe I'm waiting for a reason. I'm waiting for them to go first so that they can learn something or know something. And if I'm them too, then I'm somehow waiting for some kind of experience or knowledge.
yes.
Um,
Yeah, and I feel like there's a way, if I'm the dreamer, I need to just ordain myself. I have done so many workshops. I have done so much creative work and therapeutic work, and I just feel that I need to, what did I say, knight myself
yeah,
to to go forth and do it. I don't need
right.
to wait for someone else to tell me I'm
Yeah,
certified now. You know,
right.
I mean, that might be part of it so that you can do the body work or whatever, but I'm just gonna give myself the permission.
I think that's very right on. I
Mm,
think that's a big piece, I think, of this dream. I think it
yes,
kind of felt like that. Like, like I could be watching my friend in her therapeutic role and feel jealous or envious.
you
Like,
might.
wow,
Yeah.
she's just doing all the cool, right things.
Hmm.
But that if that's me, then it's kind of like so but instead in the dream, I'm watching with kind of awe, like, wow, isn't that cool? She's doing that. She's just confident and stepping right in. And so I think, that's me,
I
hopefully.
absolutely think that's you.
Yeah.
Right. And we're every character in a dream. We dreamed it up. It's
And
not
it was
really
creative
Nina.
she was doing,
You
which
know, it
was
might be an insight into Nina, but it's not
it's
her
not about her.
herself. It's my dream of her.
Right. Right. It's not about her at all. It's really about
No,
who she is to me or
yeah,
what quality she has that I also
exactly.
inhabit.
I think
Uh,
that's very valuable to explore, you know,
right. Yeah.
because and the crying woman as well. Did she
Yeah.
look like anyone from your life?
She didn't really. It was very particular how she looked. I mean, she had like a sort of ordinary, almost she felt like Midwestern or something. I don't know, but she didn't remind me of anybody specific.
Okay,
Yeah. But maybe she seemed a little just like an outcast of that group somehow. I mean,
okay, yeah,
kind of, maybe the fact that she was kind of a little heavy and she just looked very Midwestern kind of. I mean, this total judgment right now because
okay. But you're no, you're not in the Midwest, you're in the Southwest.
Southwest, not totally different.
Totally.
Um, and that I don't know, maybe yeah, I really don't even know. I don't even know what I'm gonna say there, but just
Okay.
that she seemed like yeah, just felt she was outcast. That's all. They
If I'm, yes, sorry, I
that's
don't
all.
want to interrupt at all because my ideas are going to be secondary to the dreamers. Um, I just wanted to point out that there's likely or obviously, in the case of like, if this is my dream, there's places where I really have felt like an outcast.
Mm,
And that is maybe a time in my life that this woman, if she is me, and she's crying because she's been left out, that feels a little bit familiar to me.
yes. Yes, it does. It feels familiar to me too, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure. Just in my own life process.
right,
Yeah,
right.
feeling like where do I belong, right?
Mm.
And then
At least we know what you can wear now from doing the dream work together. All of this. Oh my God. You don't remember that silk camel colored
oh,
gown with the
yes, yes. I
well,
had
we
many.
haven't yet found shoes for you, but we're still thinking about it. I love following your dreams. I love it. I just love seeing the trajectory of the unconscious mind. It's really
Yeah.
fabulous.
Thank you. I feel honored that that you do follow and that you remember from dream to dream and things that I
Yeah.
don't even remember.
You're like, what dress?
So I feel thank you. I have a lot of gratitude for you for that,
Yeah.
because it's kind of interesting to see, how things progress and how, I really feel that my dreams are a therapy. They are really
Exactly.
light on something and showing me
I
things
feel that way.
are really happening in my actual life in
Mm,
my life process,
mm.
computer process, whatever you want to call that. So that's pretty cool.
And
Uh,
now, is there anything you can do to honor this dream?
well, it's kind of funny also the carpet thing, how
Oh, yeah, I didn't remember about that. Centered.
to the center of the room. I think that came directly from something that I am thinking to actually take action on, which is to move my living room around. I mean, it's a tiny space. That's it right there.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a very small little
Yeah.
house. And I would like more room to move
Yes.
and dance and move. And
Yes.
stretch and move therapeutically and also paint. And so I thought, well,
Yes.
we live in the living room. Like there's a couch, but I don't really, once in a while I lay on the couch, but usually I don't. It's not a very comfortable couch. If I have anybody over, whatever, we don't even sit there.
Right.
So I was like, why try to make that a living room when I can make it, so what if I just get
And
rid
I
of the
can make it a playroom.
Exactly, exactly. I was like thinking of getting rid of the couch, so I
Yeah.
could open up the space. So I took out, I had a little coffee table there and I took that out to put it somewhere else.
Yes.
And my carpet, I have a little rug and I kind of moved it. I shifted it
Yes.
a little bit so that it feels like more centered. And that happened actually after the dream, which was kind of
Well, the
interesting.
dream maybe instructed the dreamer of ways she can
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, right, which came
enter.
first exactly. That's really interesting.
I like
Yeah, to just kind of center